So the path less walked is less walked for a reason. I know when people say the path less walked, we always romanticize it. We make it like, oh, this path that you're just this main character, this different energy, you were just meant for something. And yeah, the people who often travel that road feel a deeper calling. You know, there's something fundamentally different about it or about those people. But don't get it wrong. Anybody can walk the path less walked. Anybody can take that road. It's just that the people who see that road to the end are the ones who genuinely see the end. You know, they see the vision from the start. They don't know how it's going to happen. They don't know when it's going to happen. They don't know where it's going to happen. But they know it's going to happen. And that's what differentiates those that have a calling. There's something pulling them from within. And that's why they are mostly the ones who see that road through. Thousands of people take the path less walked every day. But not a lot of them make it to the end. Many are called, but few are chosen, you know. So in this video, I want to talk to you guys about what it takes and what you can expect if you do indeed decide to take the path less walked. And these are some of the reasons why the path is less walked for a reason, you know. When I talk about the path less walked, I'm talking about the things you want to do that society does not necessarily smile upon. They don't necessarily support you for that. And that's anything that does not fall into the blueprint of the average man, which is school, get a job, get married, have kids, have money, die. Money from the job, of course. Anything beyond that path is the path less walked. Anything you want to build for yourself, any dream you envision and you want to birth into reality that does not align with this blueprint I just listed out for you is the path less walked. Now, what can you expect on the path less walked? Let's break it down. The first thing you can expect is isolation. Think about it. If you're on the path less walked, chances are 99% of the people you know are on another path. They are not with you. They are going down the normal route. And the path that is walked a lot is more predictable. It's faster. There's a defined guide. There's a guide to it. It shows you how to move. So in that lane, people tend to move relatively faster. That doesn't mean it doesn't come with their trouble, its own troubles, but relatively faster because thousands of people have done it. They know thousands of people around them that have journeyed through that path. So it's easy for them to move faster. On your own path, you will feel isolated. You will feel like your friends are no longer your friends. You will feel alone in your thoughts, in your thought process. You would feel like nobody understands you. You will feel misunderstood. You know, you will feel like you are making a mistake. That isolation will force you into the corners of your mind, into the depths of your soul and your psyche. It would make you feel and think about every single thing, because the path that is mostly walked, they get to have company on the way. They are not necessarily left to their devices, to their own thoughts. They have friends at their workplaces, whatever, you know. People that are on the same path tend to stick together, right? On the path less walked, even though there are other people that are journeying that path with you, your path is not necessarily the same. And even if it is, chances are you don't know that person. They are not in your friend group. Because the path less walked is really taken by very few people, that the chances of two people having that exact same mindset, being in the exact same friend group or in the same community, is very rare. And most of the time you find yourself just alone, physically, in your thought process, emotionally, because not a lot of people understand you. They're like, okay, not a lot of people believe in your vision and in your dreams. They don't see it. They don't see it the way you see it. They don't even necessarily believe it's going to play out, you know? And it takes a different type of self-belief and confidence to be able to disregard their doubts, because it's very hard when people who want the best for you look at you genuinely and tell you, I don't think, it's a morale killer. It can destroy your confidence and can shake you. But the minute you get shaken is where you lose. People will try to pull you out of your blessings. And I want you to use this as a marker. Wherever you are facing the most resistance, wherever it's like people are not giving you support, blah, 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 they don't necessarily support that path you're taking, that's the path you should take. Because that means the powers that be are doing everything they can in their power to stop you from journeying to that destination. And if they are trying to stop you, it only means that there's something so valuable at the end of that path that they don't want you to have. Don't you want to have that? Yeah. Another thing you will experience is alienation. Now, isolation and alienation are two different things, right? Isolation is being alone. It's like, okay, you're the only one on your path, and nobody else is really here with you, nor do they understand you. Alienation is even when you meet with your friends, you are not interested in the things they are interested in. Because a lot of the times it's small talk. A lot of the times is about their own jobs, about their own, things that they're dealing with. But the thing with us on the path less walked is we're more in here. The things we genuinely care about are deeper. There are conversations about truth, about life, about purpose, about fulfillment. We're less interested in the gossip of social media. We're just less interested. We can talk about those things. Yeah, sometimes something pops up and it's interesting, whatever. But we are not as deeply invested in those things because they just come and go. We're interested in the truths of reality. And because of that, we will face alienation. We will not find our people very easily. And that's why most of us are drawn to content. We're drawn to creativity because through creativity, the people who are like us are drawn to us. It's our own tool. It's our own way of searching for companionship. Our own way of asking the universe, asking God that if my people are out there, they will find me through my works, through the videos I post, through the art that I create. They will be drawn to me like magnet. So you will face alienation. Another thing you will face is doubt. Or you will face doubt a lot. You see, it's funny because we are very confident people, right? Because it takes a lot of confidence to go against the grain. It takes a lot of confidence to look at what people are doing and decide, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do my own thing and go in the complete opposite direction. You have to have a certain level of conviction in yourself to do that. It's not easy. It's not, I think because of the people we are, we downplay the strength of our belief in ourselves. For you to take the path less walked, a dark, winding path that's dark, that's not necessarily, you don't know anybody who's going down that road. Everybody else is like, all right, I'm following these people here. And then there's just one crickety road going down in the distance, and you decide, nah, that's the road I'm going to take. It takes a certain level of bravery to do that. But on that path, we will be faced with doubts. We will think to ourselves, is this really worth it? When the troubles come, when the obstacles find themselves in our way, we will think, did we make a mistake? Should we have followed the rest? Should we turn back? Are we wrong about ourselves? Are we just delusional? Are we deluded? Are we just dreamers? Hopeless dreamers? That's doubt. And doubt is as powerful as faith. They are two sides of the same coin. The stronger your faith, the more likely it is to happen. The stronger your doubt, the less likely it is to happen. Because doubt is basically faith in the devil. Doubt is basically the universe trying to convince you that you are not who you think you are. And the entire core of humanity, of God, was, as a man thinketh, so he is. You know? The way you think is the way you are. Doubt is trying to tell you that what you think about yourself is not who you are. So do you see the contradiction? Do you see the dissonance in those two thought processes? You will face doubt. When you face doubt, all I need you to do in that situation is not believe in it. It's not lean into it. Understand that it is part of the journey. It is a process that you must go through. It builds you. It refines your confidence. It refines your self-trust. It refines your faith in God. That's another thing you must face, doubt. I'm listing these things out to you because if you do intend on taking the path less walked, these are the things you should understand that you will more likely, in fact, more times than not, you will face these things. They are like canon events. They are canon processes that you must go through, you know? Another thing you will face is the fear of failure. And it's tied into doubt, but you will fear that even at the end of the journey, even after you have done all these things, even after you've put all this work, even after you've dealt with the doubt and the feeling of being alone and alienated and isolated, you're fearing that at the end it will still not be worth it. That at the end you will still lose, and people will laugh, and you will just be put to shame. Understand that just like I said it, it's a feeling. It's another feeling. It's just anxiety predicting the worst outcomes. Because the fear of failure is really just thinking, what if I don't? What if I can't? What if I crash and burn? That's what it's telling you. That's what it's trying to make you see. But like everything, there are always two sides of the coin. What if you succeed? What if this decision you make is what's going to set you up for the rest of your life and even into the lives of your children and their children? What if this path is going to make you generational wealth? What if this path is going to unlock the life that you have only been living in your dreams? What if this choice is the choice that gives you everything you've ever wanted? If only you make it. If only you stick to the end of the journey. That's the perspective I want you to have. Because both thoughts are right. It's just the one you believe in that works. Life is all perspective. After all, there are people with $100 million sitting in their bank, and there are people with zero on the streets. All outcomes are as likely and possible as each other. All that differentiates or makes them different are your choices, your actions, and your thoughts, the way you believe, what you believe in. Every outcome is possible, and they are only determined by your state of mind and the actions that come from that state of mind. Lastly, the feeling of being left behind. This is one of the first things you will face. Because very quickly, you will see that the people who are on the path more walked, they are accomplishing more, or at least not more, but they are accomplishing faster. Someone gets a job, they celebrate it online, you don't have a job yet. They get promoted, you don't even have a job yet. Maybe they buy their first car, you don't even have a job yet. Maybe they become the CEO or no, the director or manager of their branch or company, you don't even have a job yet. All the while, you're still pushing at your passions, pushing at your dreams. They are not necessarily bending yet, you know? And in this time period, you start to think to yourself, okay, wow, my mates that I left school with, they look like they're doing so much better, and you are even afraid to show yourself in public. You don't have money yet. You know, you're really just trying to, you know, you're doing the things you want to do, but it's not necessarily paying dividends yet. I want you to look at this process as a catapult. First, you must be pulled back before you are shot forward. There has to be pulling back. That's the whole mechanism of a catapult. It must be pulled back. Think of this process as you're pulling back. This pulling back could last years. You have to make peace with that. And you have to be consistent every single day of that period. Or at least as consistent as possible, because life happens, right? But as much as possible, show up every single day, even when it gets hard, even when it gets boring, even when you think things are not the way you want them, even when you have no motivation, show up regardless. Think about the Duke Dennises of the world and the Kai Cenats. They were doing this for years. You know, some got it earlier, some didn't. But it only shows you that success, it takes time. It's not something you get up and get, right, instantly. No, it takes time. It takes a period of preparation. For some people, it's longer. For some people, it's not as long. You know, maybe because they learn their lessons faster, maybe because they get the habits quicker. It's really just you. You determine how quick you get it, because success is really just waiting for you to be ready to carry it. So the faster you get to the person, the faster you become the person that is able to carry it, the faster it comes. That's simply how it works. God will bless you when he feels like you are ready. You know? So if you commit to being the best version of yourself, to doing what it takes, you will see results faster than you think. It's a pulling back, and then you're shot forward. And you will move and go faster. You will get to heights that people who were rolled on the floor will never dream of. That's what the pathless walk does. It pulls you back. Everybody's at the starting line in front of you. You are like 10 paces behind. But the difference is they start off running, and when it's time, you are shot forward. You don't run, you're just getting shot, because success comes instantly. It's quick. Like, of course, you see progress down the road. Your views start getting more views. Your videos start getting more views. You start getting more popular, or people start recognizing you more. Brands start partnering with you. But it's still, you know, it's just the little things here and there. Until one that changes your entire life. It's a shot forward. It's a bullet from a gun. And suddenly, the people who took the path most walked, they look at you like, damn, how did you do it? But you were years in the making. I say this to you guys because I want you guys to understand I am also on that path. I don't know when my breakthrough will come. I don't know when I'm going to finally breathe out and say, yeah, I was right about myself this entire time. This entire conversation with you guys is out of delusion. I kid you not. Because it takes delusion to believe in yourself when there is no evidence in the world yet. When nobody is looking at you and validating your efforts. When it's just you, yourself, and God. I'm in that period right now. And it's not easy. I do not want to give you the impression that the path less walked is easy to walk. It's less walked for a reason. It's hard. Everybody knows where the path less walked is. They know where it leads. It just depends if you have the liver and the stomach to handle the trials that come along the way. And if you've made it to the end of this video, I just want you to know that it will be worth it. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how hard you have to fight for it. If you believe in the dream, if you believe in the vision, if you believe in a world where you have control over your life, not being controlled by superiors, where you control your space, where you are, control your finances, control your creativity, and get paid for doing what you love. If you see a world like that and you believe in it, then join me on the path less walked. Let's walk it together. And I'll see you at the top. Thank you.